What's up, Ruthless Nation? Here we are Thursday evening, and that means Ruthless Pro Series action. And we are at the last great Coliseum for a cutoff race. Yes, an elimination race here in our playoff format. Only two races in this round, and there will be some drivers dropping out of contention for the individual championships. All the teams, though, are still in this thing, so all those teams will be racing competitively for those points for the team championship. But individually, we have a tie right now, and if it were to end that way tonight, after three stages of Bristol, we would have to go to the highest finishing position in the round for either driver. Now, past that, if they happen to tie for best finish, I think it would go to their next best finish, but somehow those two were tied. I don't know what would be next on that in the succession of that. But we are counting down, ready to go here at the concrete jungle that is Bristol. So let's accept this invite. That's right, we're going to be under the lights tonight at Bristol, and this should be a good one between a few of these guys because the points are close. Right now, as the playoffs sit, Hollywood's the only one that has clinched his ticket on into the next round, followed by Typical, Parley, Dan, Jason, Shepard, Dak, and Kenrod, who is currently tied with Showstopper. Then right behind them is Ben, 2 points off those two guys. I think Crimson's, I'm not even sure if we're doing win and ends here. I think we are actually. So if Crimson were to win, this thing could get crazy. But West Higgins ORV pole sitter is Corey. Jason gets second. Hollywood third. Typical is 4. Showstopper rounding up the top 5 to start this one. Parley getting 6th. Oh, already Big Ben. He needs all the points he can get tonight, and he already drops back some crucial positions. And, Bristol's known to get crazy here. As you can see right now, somebody up there getting pretty wild. There's a 21 car, I do believe. Not quite sure who that is. Oh, that's Hollywood. I'm such an idiot. He's always in the 12 or 15 or something. I know this has been our car all year. Here, 21. But yeah, he got kind of bent out of shape through there, to be honest. But we're looking at just points. Oh, we got somebody back there. D-Dub's hard into the wall. It's going to be heavy damage for him. That's something I imagine that we will see today. Corey has settled into second. Jason leads this thing right now. Jason, he's, good right now on points. I don't think he is at all in any danger, but if he could just punch his ticket on into the next round, he'd probably really like that. Corey has some trouble there coming out of going into turn 1 rather. He's got the 45 there on his inside. It's Typical. Typical likes to brag about how good he is here at Bristol, but we'll get a real look at him here in the Coliseum. It's a Roman Gladiator night here in the Ruthless Racing Pro Series. Thanks to everybody tuning in. Big points battle tonight. Showstopper tied with Kenrod, who is back here. Showstopper up there in that top 5 fighting. Oh, Kenrod back here bumping door to door with, we got 3 wide there for a moment. The 5 tried to dodge some stuff. A lot of action going on in the back of this pack. Right here in front of Hollywood, we're 2 wide. It's Dak Fu and Dan the Man right there. We'll have 1 pit stop here in this stage. 0 will be in stage number 2 required. It looked like I saw something out of that 21 car. Looks like he went down pit road for his one stop of stage number 1. Now, I'm not sure what happened to our 45 car. Oh, he's just going to go down pit road as well. It's no big deal. Bristol, real tough racetrack, especially when you got, like, tonight we got 16 cars. Everybody's got to pit on that front stretch. And you don't have a lot of time if you're towards the back of that pit road. You don't have a lot of times to get your adjustments in, so you really are going to rely on the stage brake if you feel like the car needs an adjustment, especially if you have one of those first 4 or 5 pit stalls. You know, that setup screen goes away really quickly at Bristol here, where all the pit stalls will be filled up. And a good look here on Dak Foo's view. Dan the man. Looks like the back of this pack straightened up just a tad. Now short tracks like Bristol. Oh no. Okay, so we're just having some guys pit. Now D-Dubs, I think that damage was terminal. He hit the wall there earlier. Corey continues to trend backwards, unfortunately. Had a good start though. Got the pole for this race. That gets him on the points. And if he were to win this race from the pole, that'd give him 4. It's like I think the 17 Parley went in to pit road this time. I'm sure a few of these other guys may have went in as well. .45 laps remain in the stage. Okay, here's a look at 7th position. So a lot of these guys pitted real early in the stage, and I'm talking probably about 10, 12 laps into this stage. Hollywood and the 45 both went down pit road right there as a battle for Kenrod. I think that was to take over 6th position, maybe? No, that was just to sort of put Parley's laps down to about 7th place. I think he might be holding off 8th place here behind him of Evo Elvis at the moment. Jason continues to log laps though, and I don't blame him. You know, caution or anything could come out, and he still is yet to pit. All these guys here have pit, like Hollywood and Typical. They're going to be laps down to him. If the call was no tires for Typical and Hollywood, then that's where that'll sort of come into play, I guess, is they're going to be on like even tires, so I don't think they'll have any advantage to catching him right now on this same run. Now, although I have been wrong before. Let's see what we got. Hollywood right here at the line with the 12. Got Typical on the 45 up there. 12 will let this go by. I'm trying to look at where Jason is. He is at the line. Hollywood is at the back stretch. So Jason a good clip ahead of these guys right now. There's the 17 of Parley trying to get around. Oh, we got caution. Right here it is. Got Hollywood involved in that one. Don't know what happened. If we had a lag or something, Typical may have crashed first. That's really what they didn't need, and I think it happened right with them two right there. Hollywood and Typical. I think Typical might have gotten to the wall or something there. Somehow Jason was able to sort of catch up to him rather quickly. We are only on a half mile of concrete here, So this will eliminate anybody who had not pit yet. Looks like actually everybody in the top 10 is on the lead lap. So it looks like a lot of these guys had not pit yet. Jason, Showstopper, Dan the Man, Dak Fu, Corey, your top 5 at the caution. Now to be Jason alongside Showstopper up here. Dan the Man, Dak Fu, Corey is your top 5 at the restart. I'm not sure who that put back on the lead lap. 32 laps remain here in stage number 1 from Bristol. This is the playoff cutoff race. It's Kenrod against Showstopper and Big Ben. Big Ben 2 points off of a tied battle between Kenrod and Showstopper. So it's going to be heartbreak for somebody this evening because it will end up being close. 16 full positions out here, so a late race incident for somebody, speeding on pit road, something to that effect will change the course of these playoffs. As I like to say, playoff implications are to be had here at the Coliseum. And back there you see the 24. G-Dog sort of unfairly maybe getting roughed up, needs a win to move on here in these playoffs, along with Crimson. I think Crimson, though, did not make the race, so that will, I think, end the season. Hadn't seen him out here. D-Dub's only one with terminal damage this evening. Corey right there, pole sitter for this evening, sitting in the top 5 right now. We sort of saw him start to trend a little back off of that pole positioning speed, but things have changed, and I feel like they've got this car dialed back in the right way for this 31 team. Jason, though, been rather dominant in terms of short track racing. He has led nearly every lap in this race to this point. You got Showstopper up there. He's in that top points battle against Kenrod. I mean, they were tied coming in. So right now he has a good advantage over Kenrod, running second. Kenrod back there in 8th position. Typical here in that 45, got caught a lap down there off the pitting strategy. Now, I'm not sure if Hollywood was able to jump Typical when the caution came out. Not sure which one of those drivers would have gotten their lap back, but everyone in the top 10 was on the lead lap after that caution came out. I'm not sure from 11th down to 15 left on the track now. I'm not sure who was not on the lead lap. 99 getting roughed up a little bit here, possibly by the 45 machine. Not sure exactly who's in that 99. It's Evil Elvis, actually. His Typical goes on by. It's going to allow the 5 to also sort of take a piece, along with Parlee. I think all these guys, a little more to the high side. Little get out of the way action, some of these guys. And I think, the 99 sort of in his own right, fighting for his own track position right there. He's sort of clamping those guys back down on the bottom. And that's what you would expect. I think we've seen him get roughed up there just a couple times. Just unfortunately, that 17 car was the one that sort of was the straw that broke his back. Now G-Dog and the 12 of Gillian's back here fighting for position. G-Dog going to win that battle this time by. Corey in that 31 machine still got it sitting there in the top 5. Kill It Like Jason still has the lead in hand. Showstopper looking very steady there in 2nd position. Now, surpriser of the day, we go back, starting about mid-pack today. The man in the 19, Dak Fu, in that 19 machine, has got things dialed up as they are 16 to go here in stage number 1. He's moved that thing from mid-pack up into the top 3. And, I think he has real good pace here against the 77. I think he's really just sort of floating here. These guys are going to run really good laps. You can see just behind him in his mirror, these guys are nearly door to door here at Bristol. just for the top 5. So I feel like that 19's just biding his time right now. And I think he knows he could really battle the 77 for positioning here, possibly climb his way up to that 23 car. But all these guys got about equal spacing between each other. Really just sort of, you know, Sunday drive for these guys. Dak Fu, I think he's just trying to add some good points to his total. And that would certainly do so here in stage 1. Dan the man right there just on the outside looking in. I'm sorry, he is in this top 5 now. I'm not sure who had dropped out of it. Anyways, maybe these two just switched positions or something. But Shepard right there having himself a good run. He will be in 6th position right now. So big move up in the field for him. Big Ben right there behind those guys. Trying to get on Big Ben. So we see this battle start to brew up in the back part of our top 10. And this is the pace right now. That's Jason up there in the lead. And this is the battle for, I'm not sure, I want to say about 8th position. Thanks to everybody tuning in. Please hit that like button if you haven't done so. So much appreciated. Your viewing, just as much appreciated. Everybody, shout out in the chat if there's someone you're here to see in particular. I'll throw them on the screen for you. That's sort of how I do things. If there's some driver you want to see, just tell me. We'll get them pulled up for you. All right, so now you can see that top 3 that I was talking about, just sort of biding their time. Now Corey here, he has a little bit of clean racetrack he can work with. He could sort of try to pull himself back up within this top 3. As you can see at 19, it looks like he's getting a little more aggressive. As this stage starts to wind down, you don't really want to lose track of that 77 car just ahead of him. When these laps continue to tick down, we're at 5 to go now. Good battle here for this top 3. We're going to have to keep an eye on her. It's 3 to go. Sorry, I'm trying to find my boy here. There it is. What's up, Rick? Just starting to see your comment just came through. Last lap of stage number 1. Look to see Jason win this stage. Showstopper. Tough battle from that 19, but he will be the winner of of second place there over Dak Fu. But that 19 machine was really putting the pressure on that 77. But big flip here in this field due to that caution coming out, and I believe it was a couple of the cars who had pitted that caused the caution to come out. So I think maybe Hollywood got his lap back on that. So Typical will now be in the free pass position. We had 12 cars on the lead lap there. That will now leave Parlee off the lead lap. Jack Ballsy 2 laps down. Not sure if anything mechanical has happened there. Stage 1 belongs to the 23 of Jason. And the McDonald's broken ice cream machine car has brought another stage win to that team of Joe Gibbs that he is the captain of. All right, so Jason going to be on the front for this, so we will start 1, 2, 3. Jason, Showstopper, Corey, then Dak Fu. Dan the man, rounding up the top 5. Jimmy Pham back in the chat 2 nights in a row. Good to see you. Appreciate everybody tuning in to watch the last great Coliseum breakdown in this playoffs. Is the cutoff race. We are in a heated points battle coming in tonight. We had Showstopper, who has now finished second in stage number 1, to Kinrod, who I think finished around 8th or 9th position in stage number 1. Those two were tied coming into this race tonight. Big Ben in that 6 machine, he was only 2 points off of this tie at the cutoff line. Best finish in the stage right now belongs to Kinrod. 45's around back there, typical. Oh my goodness, there's a race favorite who just got back on the lead lap. Will now have to work his way back up through the field. We weren't on him right there whenever that happened, but I saw it off into the distance. You can see he's a good ways from the pack now. Hollywood, who was back on the lead lap after the caution, I guess he was in the free pass position. Oh, we got the 19 Dak Fu up into the wall. He'll go down onto the apron. That's a good place to get loose. Now he's going to start to lose these positions. I think it just speaks to how competitive this field has gotten as the seasons went on. I can't believe, we're seeing, no disrespect to anybody, but I can't believe that we're not seeing our usual guys up there in the front. Bristol being sort of one of those drivers' tracks. Either you love this place or you don't. And that's usually where we see people like Hollywood, typical Parley, for instance, sort of show their place. There's a couple guys not here that would also probably do well here. Maybe sort of like McLovin. But tonight, we're seeing Jason. He's having a really good race here at Bristol. Oh, as Gillians is hard into the wall there at pit lane. He's going to have Typical coming up on him pretty quick. Typical is going to have to find a way around him just as quickly. Going to try that low line. Nope, thinks better of it. Wants to get the pass through the early to middle turn here. Don't want to get broke loose on like that. Everything goes through pretty clean though. Jason Showstopper up ahead here from Corey. That's the battle for first position. Showstopper possibly putting a little bit of some tuning on that vehicle down pit road when he got his service during the stage break. No pit stop will be required in this stage. And I think it's going to be really tough on these guys to save that fuel and have this sort of speed that we're seeing. Now we are seeing the 21 of Hollywood start. Oh, as Dagon mentioned him, he goes down into the inside there, loses, I think, a position or so maybe. Kinrod, when we look at this points battle right now, though, we are seeing Showstopper with that second place finish in stage 1. I think Kinrod got an 8th or 9th place finish in stage 1. So that's the points difference right now between those two. They were tied coming in. Big Ben was 2 points off of that tied battle. I think he finished right in between them for stage number 1. Good battle, though, here for the lead. It is Jason and Showstopper making things happen. We've seen Showstopper have himself some runs here, but some things usually happen there in the end of these races to my man in that 77. Seems like things never come to fruition like they should, but Bristol, one of those tracks. When you're good, you're good. I feel like as long as you get on and off pit road well, you're going to be racing just fine. And right now, I think, the best car on the racetrack is that 23 car. I mean, we've had a good long stint in this stage already. There will be no pit stop, like I said. But, Hollywood, he finished, or I believe he started 3rd or 4th on the field tonight. And, we see him not running 3rd or 4th really pace right now. So, like I said, it's going to be a stretch on this fuel for stage number 2. Not quite sure what we're going to see. Typical did get back on the lead lap. Had that spin that we saw earlier in this stage. Kept things green. Sort of a Dale Earnhardt moment for him. He spun around. It might have been at Martinsville. I'm not quite sure. But he did spin around, kept going. There was no caution flag at the time. But, yeah, sort of what we're seeing here from Typical. You know, he's got it back in gear, putting things to the metal. Showstoppers sort of using a differential of racing line there to the 23. Maybe up about a lane to half a lane more. Now somebody asked him where Dak at. He sort of slipped, got put back here in traffic, and that's where he's been. Now I've noticed that out of this 19 a few times here racing. He'll, you know, just make one tiny mistake, but the racing is competitive here to a point to where you get out of line, you're going to go back quite a bit before you find an open position. You usually find the open position where somebody else has already made a mistake, and they're back there trying to catch up, sort of like Typical. But we can see Dak Fu, he is back here behind that 45 machine, who got into the wall there, actually. But so that means Dak, he was up in this top 4 to restart this stage 2. Now he has dropped back to nearly last place, I believe, is what we're looking at here. So I'm not sure if something happened to that car. Oh, had somebody down there on the inside. Oh, there goes Gillians. It's going to be terminal damage for the 22 and the 12. Not going to be good for the Team Penske points. There's your West Higgins ORV Pole Award winner tonight, OGR Corey in the 31. He has moved himself back up here into the top 3. Going back to the point on the 19, I think that maybe that adjustment that we saw him running so well there at the beginning of the stage, maybe it wasn't so well after the short run sort of wore off. And with 31 laps remaining here in this stage, and no pit stop going to be required, I think you're going to have to be in very much a cruise mode. Like, oh, we see the 99 actually going down pit road, and a battle here for the lead has started to really heat up. Corey's right there in the mix of it. Showstopper takes a battle down to the bottom. Will take a lead for a brief moment. Middle turn, but won't have it. Oh, Jason up into the wall. Maybe Showstopper leads that lap. I don't know about what was going on there. Possibly Showstopper maybe gave him not enough room. Now Corey's right there. All that jumbled up mess allowed the 21 to sort of catch up here. There's the 9 of Dan the Man just out of camera view. Right there in the top 5. Now Jason's battling door to door with the 21. Jason from 1st to 4th in just about a lap and a half on a half-mile track. I'm just the messenger. I'm not here to kill anybody. Oh, wait, you're not supposed to kill me. Yeah, I think that's how it goes. Well, I'm not here to kill anybody either. There's Parley. I think he isn't on the lead lap. I think he's going to need this stage break to get back on the lead lap himself. Actually, he needs to stay the first car a lap down. I think that's what's going to come down to. Jason was leading before this incident between him and the 77, the showstopper. Now Jason sits in 4th position. Was your stage 1 winner. Hollywood has now got up to 2nd position, brings the battle down to the inside. We'll watch it here. Oh, Hollywood, I think, got loose down there on the bottom against Corey. Corey has been trending northward since starting on the pole. I mean, he sort of had some issues there in stage 1, but since then I feel like he's really got this car back in order. He's moved it up to 2nd place now. He's just fended off Hollywood. Showstopper now with that clean air on the nose of that 77. Starting to do some things. Now, sometimes when you're short track racing, the best thing for you to do if you can't get around a guy, sometimes is sort of get him out of the way. And sometimes that is respected if you move a guy out of the way and then continue to, sort of pull away. Just like simply better race car type thing. But, and I think in that case we're sort of seeing Showstopper do that. I mean, right now he's got about a 2-car length lead here, and Hollywood keeps trying to tease this battle to the inside of Corey. I think that, we could see the 77 get away before he gets caught if this battle between the 31 and 21 continues. You can see very impatient looking is that 21 machine of Team Penske against this 31 Chevrolet. Yes, 21 is in Team Penske in the Ruthless Pro Series this season. Like I said, no pit stops in this stage, so this is going to be solely position racing. Not going to be looking for anybody to make a mistake on pit road or anything like that. You are going to have to earn it here today, or in this stage rather. Oh, thought I saw somebody getting out of whack back there. Oh, that's our leader who's getting out of whack on us right there. That's going to allow the 31 to have a little bit of momentum up to the bumper of the 77 here. Now let's see what the 77 of Showstopper is going to choose to do. Appreciate once again everybody tuning in here to the Ruthless Racing YouTube channel. Watch this Ruthless Racing Pro Series from Bristol, the last great Coliseum. It's the cutoff race for the Ruthless Pro Series playoffs here in Season 5. Who can be a champion? Hollywood looking to do the three-peat after he went back-to-back in Seasons 3 and 4. Now look at this. This is all for the lead. Oh, as Corey sort of gets a little bit of the bumper there. Unfortunately, I think Kenrod got put down or went down pit road on accident possibly. So that's something to look at. Somehow Showstopper kind of got bent out of shape and was able to sort of hold on to it. And we see Parley. I think he's not on the lead lap. I think he was one off of typical for that free pass. Here's the 9 of Dan the Man. I think something must have happened to him. He had a real strong race car. Now we see him sort of stuck here in the middle of this battle up front. And that's going to hurt the 17. So now we get to see this battle. The 17 and the 9 battling for that last lap. This has primarily been a clean race. We had one caution due to incident here at Bristol. And right now, that battle between the 9 and the 17 is going to be really important, because how else are you going to get your lap back? I mean, I think the 17 is a lap down here, so along with the 9 right now. So I think if the 9 can race and get his lap back, that'll be good for the 17. But Parley, if not, Dan the Man has got himself in a good situation to sort of win that free pass here at the end of the stage. Actually, there's only 7 laps remaining here in this stage. I think we'll be looking at 6 to go here this time by. Showstopper leading these laps. He moved that 23 a little bit. And that shows you how tough this track position is. I thought the 23 dominating car of this race. He got shuffled back. He, due to momentum, he went all the way back to 4th position, and now he's sort of been stuck there, and that's just how this is going to go tonight. I mean, I personally did not see this race being so competitive with the way this is. Sorry, got my train of thought on something else real quick, but did not see this field being so close tonight. Certainly did not. Looks like the 45 has found himself some more trouble. I think that 9 car needs to find his way around there. The 17 is going to be a hurting. It is I think 2 to go. 99 plows himself into the wall back here. I don't know if anybody else was a part of that. Evil Elvis. Oh, man. Oh, I think the 77 had an issue possibly. Might have ran out of fuel. That was going to be sort of the problem with this stage. And everybody's sort of out of fuel or whatever. I'm sort of confused, to be honest. But second place. So Harley might have got saved there on that. I think Hollywood might have won the stage. Let's get a look at these results over here. Now this is going to hurt some guys. Harley was going to get the free pass here. Hollywood, Jason, Typical, Showstopper, Corey, your top 5 there in stage 2. Shepard, Big Ben. Shepard, Big Ben, Dak Fu, G-Dog. Your top 9. Parley was a lap down. We'll get the free pass here. They'll be looking for some cautions for some of these guys to get back on the lead lap. Ben trending in the right direction. So is Showstopper. Showstopper had a dominating stage there after the move on Jason. But things changed. Now we got Hollywood and Typical on the front row for the start of stage number 3 in the SKU car restart zone. And we are off. This is the cutoff race. Looks like a good, clean restart here to stage number 3. But we got some discrepancies starting to brew up a bunch to the top of the field here as we try to get back up there. Harley did get back on the lead lap. Is on a damu, as they would say. Thanks to everybody tuning in. Please hit that like button. Much appreciated. Thank you for showing up tonight here with us on the Ruthless Racing YouTube channel. Thanks to everybody who's tuning in. Right now it is the Ruthless Playoffs. It is the cutoff. And it has been a while since we've done a Ruthless Rev It Up. So crank it up. We're going to listen to the sounds of NASCAR here at the last great Coliseum. Ruthless Rev It Up. Brought to you by West Higgins ORV and SKU Car. As Ruthless rev it up, thanks to everybody if you turned it up and tuned in for that. Appreciate you. Battle is out front right now between the 21 and the 45. We've sort of seen these guys have some issues. That sneeze just sent a couple years off my life. But you know what? That's good for you. Oh, Hollywood breaks loose here down one of these stretches. Don't know which one we were on. My bad. I think it was the back stretch. But he loses the lead due to that little mess up. And that's what we were talking about earlier with how track position works here. We saw Jason get that move put on him by Showstopper. Sort of sent him back to fourth position. Sort of got stuck there. But things end up working out as, there was no pit there. Showstopper had a really good car. Now he's stuck in fourth position. Needs to work his way back up the field here. Corey running in fifth. And Shepard there, he's found himself just sitting right outside the top 5 here a couple times. 99 there, I'm not sure what's going on with Elvis. I think I've seen him in pit road a couple times now, actually. I'm not really sure what's going on. Once again, appreciate everybody tuning in. Ruthless Nation, the best nation. Big Ben a part of this points battle we are seeing here tonight. Kenrod, unfortunately, 2 laps down. He came in tied with Showstopper. And now we see Showstopper, who has put together some good runs here as of late, starting to sort of run away with that. Now, those guys tied right there on the cut line. Ben really needed to have a good race. Now, 2 pit stops here in this last stage. Things have been trending green for this race. Things can happen on pit road. Things can happen real good for the 6 team. So, not out of this thing yet. 2 points is not a ton. But, Showstopper did finish well in that stage 1. Finished well in stage 2. Looking good, sitting in 4th right now in the final stage of it all. Just ahead of Corey, sitting in 4th place. Corey rounding up our top 5 right now. Back there, that 48 in view of Shepard, who's had such a good run. Ben right behind him. Ben has a convoy coming with him. Got Dak Fu back there. We saw him running some good, strong laps earlier. Battle up front between this 45 and the 21. 2 pit stops to get through in this stage. This is the longest stage of the day. We have 97 laps remaining. Burnout rule is going to be in effect tonight, so got that to watch out for. Appreciate everybody still here. Richard, thanks for watching. So that's the battle right now for first place. And that's sort of what we've been seeing. I mean, Jason had a good lead on this field to start this race, and since stage 1, since that move got put on him in stage 2, we've sort of seen him stuck back there. I don't know. Maybe that car is just really good in the clean air. Sometimes when the car gets in the dirty air, it starts to react a little different. Driver has to adjust to those things, especially, if you're in a lot of clean air laps. That could really, sort of throw your race into a different set of hands. Sort of relearning your race car there, and that's might be a little bit what we're seeing out of Jason there in that 23 car sitting in 3rd position. Is now we've seen Showstoppers start to close this gap once again on that 23 car. Now we need to see these guys start to battle up front, I do believe, as the 8 car Kenrod gets off the wall here on the front stretch as everyone starts to go by. We're down to our own devices on a stream. Don't know how many laps are left. I don't think anybody else is streaming. Sorry guys, I was searching for a stream, but we did have a big crash there on that last restart. Kenrod had my only stream, so I'm not sure how many laps are left. So we will have the burnout rule to my effect. I think there's still one pit stop required to get through this race. Now, we have been in stage 3. We have been in stage 3. We have had now 2 cautions here in this stage. Hollywood was your stage 2 winner. Come on, guys. Get with it. So we are in stage 3 here. Sorry guys, still trying to find a stream. Looks like it's not going to happen. My bad, but we'll get back to the action. I'm trying to find these cars that were door to door up here. Dan the man sort of looking at it there. Shepard and Corey. You know, we've seen Corey run pretty good here tonight. Oh, Shepard goes up, gets in the wall. Sort of his teammate there, just sort of trying to get by. Dak Fu tries to do it too. So 2 for 1 on Shepard there. Doesn't get the good end of it. Now, speaking on caution's sake, I think for this to be Bristol, it's been a nice competitive race all throughout. Everybody's sort of been right there with each other. Looks like the typical problems continue. Start of the 16 out here this evening. Kenrod going to end his season there off of that DNF. Unfortunately. Showstopper right now looks like he's going to try to move his season along. Ben, I think, really needs this race to stay green for things to kind of move in his favor. And you can see him out there. He's sort of just outside this pack that's sort of trying to move up there. He's in 9th position, I believe, right now, is Ben. So he needs to find a little bit of pace to get back up to those guys because, you know, this is a short track. Guys sort of get out of whack. Maybe throws a couple guys behind him out of, you know, out of their groove or whatever. And then if you're the 6 car of Ben just right there in the end of that pack, you sort of get, you know, 2 or 3 guys at once whenever that incident happens. You could be right there with Corey sort of battling for that top 5. And, you know, that's what that 6 car needs. He's going to need something out of that 77 car to go wrong as well, because that too is battling for points. He needs as many points between him and the 77 that is the 6 Ben and the 77. He needs the 77 to be as far away from him at the end of this race as possible. So that's what the 6 is looking for, I do believe. He does not need the win. He just needs enough points. But like I said, 77 of Showstopper did have a couple good stage finishes here. Although he could have won stage 2, I believe. Just had an issue there at the end. I think maybe the fuel just wasn't going to make it. Probably backed it down so he could make it. Maybe just coasted it to the line. It's a good possibility. But running 4th right now. Looks like he's pacing up towards this battle. That is for 2nd. That is Parley and Jason. And, you know, Parley, I believe he's been in every position on this racetrack at this point. Maybe other than 1st, but the way that race car is looking, he could possibly get out there, make some noise. Hollywood, another guy, you know, we saw them sort of try to pit early in stage 1. And then I do believe him and Typical, who had pitted earliest, caused the caution and put themselves a lap down. And then that caused them to have to sort of race each other just to be back on the lead lap. Sort of saw that same thing happen in stage 2 where Dan the Man, I think, sort of got forced down pit road. Parley was trying to race and get his lap back the hard way, but just sort of got in a position there where Dan the Man kind of merged back in with the leaders there, and he had to sort of fight for that free pass, working his way up to the leader at that point in the race, but that was able to work out for that 17. Now we see him out here trying to make some moves for it, as he has moved this Ford up into this top 3. still flicking through the field. Dak Fu, once again, he's had a good strong run this race, but finds himself sort of stuck back here in the back part of the top 10. Corey, sort of in the same boat. Shepard, we've seen him trending more around 6 to maybe a top 5. Now, as the stages have longed on, we've seen him sort of move back to around 8th, 9th position, possibly. Big Ben continues to lose the pace, unfortunately, off of these guys. He's going to need a few gifts from a few guys in this one. They're on pit road when one of these pit stops are due. Unfortunately, we do not have the lap count. Let's see, I was going to look. I think Hollywood is about checked out. He's almost found typical, actually. I believe, just had an unfortunate incident. Be looking to put typical lap down. Hollywood, first position. Trying to find Jason here, actually. That's your second place car. Now, Showstopper here has moved up and found the 17. I think as this run goes along, that 17 car starting to find some issues. He's got himself a battle for a third position right here on his hands, as he was sort of forcing the issue against the 23. Things have changed. Also, Dan the Man is caught back up here. It's going to start a fight. These two guys, 17 and 77, start to battle for position. That allowed the 9 machine there, Dan the Man, to get back in this battle as well. Like I said, I do believe a pit stop is going to still be required to get through this thing. You would see that pit stop anytime after about 57 to go, 58, 57 to go, is when you would see that pit stop happen. These guys, could obviously run it long, come out on fresh tires and light fuel and just try to be really fast at the end, which would be something cool. See some really fast race cars at the end of the race. From all light on fuel, but this is absolute haymakers being thrown for this third position right now between the 17 and the 77. Dan the Man right there lurking like a shark in the dark waters of the Pacific. Looking to just do the 0-2 for 1 move his car up into third position quite easily. Oh, Jason breaks for pit road right now. Hollywood did as well. So there goes your leaders, 1 and 2, down pit road. Parlee will assume the lead. Now this is where things get tricky. That's how we're going to keep track of everything. 77 Showstopper will continue as there is a car. That's Big Ben up on the track. I think everything is going to come out good though. Now we got to watch the 77 of whenever he's going to pit, because this is how we're going to keep track of who is where. See Hollywood, Jason leaving pit road right now. This is your leader that we're on. So we'll wait and see when Showstopper takes this thing down pit road. Here comes guys off pit road there. Oh, Jason and Parlee were very close there on the merge from the 17. And whew, that was really close. That was a battle for second position right there. Actually, I do believe, as Hollywood's able to get one of his lap back here from the 77. Not sure if it was an issue there with him or what. J-Well, quit telling jokes. Oh, Elvis has to get out of the way there. We are tracking with the 77 right now off the pit cycle at the moment. He is your leader. He was on that cut line tied with Kenrod, who is now out of the race. So he will be still continuing good points. Oh, caution is out. Not sure who it's between. 19 of Dak Fu has some pretty heavy damage. 24 possibly. You know, everybody's going to have a little bit of damage here. Jack Ballsy, I think, maybe out of the race even. This 99 has heavy damage. That was during the pit stops. Now, I'm not sure what's going to happen with this race. Things could get rather crazy. I'm not sure how many laps are left or anything of that effect. So this could get crazy, ladies and gentlemen. That's sort of what the 77 was planned for. Just be, you know, the glass guy out there maybe. And that's what happened. Now, I don't know if this is going to have everybody lapped up to Hollywood. Maybe he's on the lead lap. Everybody else probably not. Showstopper remains on the front, though, with Shepherd here. So those two are going to benefit from that. Typical, I think, maybe even possibly a beneficiary here. Now, Hollywood there, he like shot out of a cannon back there. Oh, goodness, we had somebody hit the wall. Now, things are going to start to get crazy here, I do believe. 45 possibly having a little bit of lag there. It is Bristol, baby. 100%. And it is Big Ben's life on the line. I am seeing some lag here, actually. We may be coming down to the end of her, folks. I think we threw her under manual caution due to the lagging, unfortunately. You know, the lag storm here at Bristol. Right now, Shepherd is in the lead. And I think that whenever we do this, I think we call it where the caution was. So now we'll allow one guy to get his lap back. That will be the 17. If this were to continue, I think that would be the calling point of the race, is where the caution happened. So I don't know if we back it up to stage 2 or not. It's only happened a few times like that. Let's see. I think pit road was open this time. A few guys decide to take advantage of that. I think Shepherd chose not to pit. And I think that leaves maybe some of these other guys a lap down. Now that might be a strategy move for Shepherd, but not going to have the freshest tire. So we'll see how that strategy seems to work out. So I asked how many laps were left. We'll see if we end up getting an answer or not. Thanks everybody joining in. We are under caution here. I think we had some lag as manual caution. Now Shepherd is in the lead. If that last caution is where the race will be marked official, if this were to continue afterwards, we'll see if maybe that was just one little incident there with somebody, caused a caution to come out, sort of move them to the back or something. Not 100% sure. But we'll see whenever the choose rule comes into effect here. Once again, thanks to everybody tuning in. Season 5 of Ruthless for the moment. With how everything's supposed to pan out. I guess this would be the last season on Heat 5 for us, but not the last season ever. But we choose that time by here in stage 3. Not sure if I'm going to get my answer or not. So we're still flying blind for the lap count. Shepard chose the outside from the lead. Hollywood will be in second. It will be followed by G-Dog there. And Showstopper finds his way. Skew car restart zone gets us back going after your West Higgins ORV caution. Shepard, good restart up there on the high side. Now he's going to have to play some defense against these boys. If he's wanting to get that win, he needs to run some really good laps here. We've seen that 48 machine have some good pace in it. And if he could keep it on it right now, that would be big for the 48 team. They could get their first Ruthless Pro Series win at Bristol, one of the toughest places of them all. So I would be ecstatic. So hopefully we can see this 48 sort of run himself some really good laps here. Has some really good competition though behind him. Seen Hollywood strong here in the later parts of this race. Showstopper been strong all day. Jason right there in 4th position. All in the hunt here for a win at the Coliseum. This is a place where you want to get your win. I think Hollywood back there, cool-headed enough with his ticket already punched to sort of play some offhanded defense for this 48. As long as he can sort of keep his pace up, I think he's going to be in a real good spot here with Hollywood. And I think where he was able to pit on the caution before the manual caution, he's going to be good on the fuel and the tire. So Shepard here in this 48 leading us at Bristol. Not quite sure how many laps we got left. I hate that I don't know how many laps are left. We got Shepard in the lead. This 48 looking real crisp here late in our runs here at Bristol. Once again, we are in stage number 3. Not sure how many laps are remaining. But man, we do have this going on right now. Hollywood right there, Showstopper as well as Jason. All wanting a piece of this. First place. And a win. You know, Jason, he's won 2 races at Kansas here in this series in back-to-back seasons. So right now he's laying claim to that one. He's looking real strong here early at Bristol. I swear he took one little bump here from the 77, hasn't been right since. I think that 23 car just don't like the dirty air. See him sort of get loose or something off the turn right there and sort of stack those guys up just a bit. Dak Fu, another guy we saw running up here in the top 3, has a 3rd place finish in one of these stages. I think it was stage 1. And seeing Hollywood starting to work up to the bumper of that 48 car. Up the track now goes the 21. 77, a showstopper right there. Thanks once again to everybody tuning in. Ruthless Racing Pro Series here on the Ruthless Racing YouTube channel is Bristol. It's the cutoff race. Big Ben or showstopper at this point. 2 points separate them coming in. Showstopper has had a couple good stage finishes. looking to have a good overall finish. Right now, top three, 1, 2, 3, nose to tail here at Bristol. Late in this one. Can the last great Coliseum muster up a new winner? It is some crisp looking laps here for the 48. Knock on wood for him. I will, but Hollywood right there pressuring up on the bumper of that 48. Sort of got him up the racetrack there. Things are starting to get dicey here. Hollywood, like I said, could be cool-mannered, sort of maybe play some nonchalant defense, but up to the high side goes the 21. Not what you want to see. They are starting to pile up here. Oh, I think we are over with. Shepherd has done it. It is going to be Shepherd's first Pro Series win. One of the veterans here in the Ruthless Racing Pro Series finally gets it done. It will be Shepherd's knot to do the burnouts. And it is the 48 who has conquered the last great Coliseum. The concrete of Bristol belongs to the 48. G-Dog won last season at Daytona. Shepherd this season in Bristol. One of the greatest places in auto racing. Yeah, baby, it is Bristol. It is Shepherd's knot. What a win. We knew it would come, but who knew it would come in one of the greatest tracks of all of NASCAR. Good win, Shep. Really happy for you. Like I said, one of the vets finally gets his spot here in Ruthless. I thought that 21 with his ticket punch maybe play a little bit of offhand defense, just want to protect his second place position. Didn't really want to push for that lead. We saw Corey and them starting to move up the field there late in that race, but it was not enough to really chase down that 48, who we saw or said earlier in the race, trending around 6 to top 5. Things worked out with the strategy that he ran. That manual caution comes out. He stays out, stays up there up front, gets a great launch on the restart, and just hangs on for that last handful of laps to get a win for the 48 team. The first win of Shep's Ruthless Pro Series career. And now I'm glad that we will get him in the booth as a winner for everything. But yeah, man, what a strategy. Shepherd with the win. Can't wait to get that interview underway here. Yeah, so we'll wait for our man to get added to the booth in here. Race brought to you by West Higgins ORV. Congratulations to Corey on winning the pole tonight. Thank you, SKU for your sponsorship. But now the driver of the 48, Shepherd's in here. A veteran gets his first win in this series. We knew it would happen, but who knew it would happen at one of the greatest, if and not hardest tracks in all of NASCAR here at Bristol. Man, the floor is yours. Just talk about what it took. We said all night long this car's trending 6th to 5th place. Thought we saw you drop off a little bit, but then the cards fell just right into your hands there at the end. Stay out. So just speak on this race, man, what it took, and now what you're feeling that you got that win off your shoulders.
Oh man, I'm just feeling very ecstatic, happy to get that first win out of I think what 5 seasons. I really have to thank my whole entire team, the 9 team, 5 team, 24 team, everybody. Dan really was a great addition to this track, and we definitely put some practice in, and I was like, I'm gonna just settle for whatever I can tonight. I'm looking good to make the round of 8. And once everybody just started pitting early, I said, all right, well, I'm gonna just go for my long run strat. Sometimes you win it, sometimes you don't. And this is the one time where I was like, all right, starting P2, off of a restart, and then once I got a little bit of jump on the 77 from battling, and it was trending P1. I'm like, all right, I gotta lock in. I have to just run the best laps I've ever ran because Bristol's normally a bad track for me. My infamous wall ride back in I think season 3 for jokes, and then I think I had a spin out last season at Bristol. So to get it done here is, man, it's a dream come true. I've been working all week long trying to get that first win, and I'm just happy I finally got it locked in.
Yeah, man, like you said, sort of revenge and redemption for you here at Bristol, and like you said, great additions to your team. I feel like that's been showing. I feel like all the cars been for your team has been trending in the right direction. But yeah, man, you went through a lot of races with us. I mean, 5 full seasons, and then it ends up happening here at Bristol, like you said, a track that infamously has been sort of this or that for you throughout your whole career here with us at Ruthless. So, yeah, it's just great that you were able to sort of lock it in there at the end, get a good restart, and get that first freaking win, man. I'm so glad that you was able to do it.
Man, I appreciate it. Woo, yeah.
Hey, man, you got anything else you want to say?
Like I say, really, just a major shout out to my teammates. You know, G Dog got it last season. I'm happy I got it this season. All that's left is the 9 and 5. We're gonna try to get them locked. And I think it was one more other thing, but I'm just so happy I can't remember what it was now. But really, it's just I'm glad to be here and happy to race with everybody. Really.
Well, shit, appreciate you, man. I mean, like you said, show up. I think you've been almost every race here for us. Uh, almost every race. Like I said, I mean, I can't remember many that you weren't here, and you always give it your all. And that long strategy, you always run that long strategy. Like I said, either it works or it don't. And tonight it came in for you.
Yep, and that's Chevy's first win. So I've been pinning that every week. Chevy's first win,
There
if I'm
you
not
go.
mistaken.
Chalk one up on the board for Chevrolet because Shepard is in victory lane. Appreciate you,
All right,
Shepard. Congratulations.
no problem. Thank you, man.
All right, second place finisher, Hollywood, coming off of that not so great of stage one. Y'all pit early, sort of get behind the eight ball. I think you two caused the caution there. That was sort of what you didn't need, and I think it was you two. I'm not quite sure, but you can speak on that. And sort of just battling back, getting your lap back and all that, and then sort of checking out there at one point, and then things sort of just took a turn. We thought at the end maybe you would be content with hanging on to second. Sort of saw that take place. So, what was it like from stage one, battling back up through, and then what happened at the end?
Yeah, I mean, this was kind of a wild Bristol race. Um, for me personally, last season, I qualified first and might have led every lap that wasn't involved with some type of pit strategy, or the pit cycle. This year, Corey had a really good qualifying effort. Somebody else surprised me too, Jason. Actually, Jason qualified third last year, and I knew he was going to have a good car, but they ran really good laps. Me and Typical, um, it was kind of one of those races for us that uh, uh, usually we're kind of up front and we kind of hold that position, and it just didn't happen for us. So basically, stage one, just because of where I was from qualifying, I decided to pit early and get the pit out of the way. That way, I would come out and clean track and kind of gain uh, track position, but on track that way. And Typical jumped onto that strategy with me, and he got loose out of four and um, collected me, and that happened later in the race for him too. But um, I had to battle back from from that. Um, and it was just we were I was 2 laps down and got kind of lucky with how the cautions fell. I was like the free pass every time, even at the end right there. I had just gotten by a showstopper to get back on to 1 lap down, and then the cars that took the wave arounds had to start behind me, so then I wasn't in too bad of a spot track position wise. Um, but Shepard ran a really good race right there at the end. Um, I tried to kind of make some moves and stuff. I don't know. I had damage, um, and my car was pretty loose, and I didn't want to junk us both. So congratulations to him, man. He's been in this thing for a long time. Um, Rarely misses races and puts in the work. So I'm happy for the 48 team um, that they got themselves a win, and Shepard Shepard got it done. Wouldn't have picked Bristol to be the one for sure, but I mean that makes it better in my opinion. He ran a really good race. Um, but yeah, I had a good race too, and won a stage. Showstopper just made the one mistake right there in stage two, and he had a really good car and was up front as well. All these guys tonight raced really clean. For a Bristol race, I had a lot of fun. Any there wasn't a lot of people mad at each other the whole race. It was just kind of hard racing, and everybody kind of knew that there was going to be a little bit of contact with each other, and but nothing crossed that line. So it was just a lot of fun. Great race by everybody, and um, I also wanted to announce that Showstopper, I think he's going to be the final transfer into the round of eight. So um, Shepard's going to lock himself in right there. I thought he was below the cut line, but he's not. I was So Shepard was probably going to get on in on points, but he's for sure in with the win. That's going to give him some extra bonus points going into the next round um, as well. So myself, typical Parley, Dan, Jason, your regular season champion, Shepard, who just won tonight, Dak, and then Showstopper are going to be in the round of eight. That'll take place next week at Phoenix, and then in 3 weeks at Auto Club. We have a week off in between for Thanksgiving, but we'll worry about that when the time comes. Tonight's about the 48 team, and um, he's earned the respect of all his peers in this league. So it's cool to see them in victory lane. But anyways, thank you, Stu, and thank you to those that watched tonight.
Yes, sir. Congratulations to you there, Hollywood, as well. Moving on. I'll move over to the 77. Locks himself into the playoffs. Came in tied with Kenrod. Kenrod moves out. Was 2 points separated from Ben, who was just below Kenrod there. That was a separator. I guess Kenrod had the better finish coming in, but I think so. Not sure on that, but anyways, Showstopper. I felt like you might have been overall the strongest car. I felt like you were in the top three, maybe the most tonight out of everybody, and you were there rather consistently. Now, as Hollywood mentioned, you had that one little incident there in stage two, but you easily overcame that. Good, strong race car. So just try to, I guess, talk on what it took to, run that consistently at Bristol. I mean, you usually don't see that competitive of a race at Bristol, and that, that top five was pretty packed all night, and you were able to control it. So, and then end up getting third place, locking yourself in. So, just what did it take to make it happen, getting this booth?
Worn out elbows and a worn out shoulder.
I hear you.
Now, I'd like to give it shout out to Shepard. Congrats on his first win. Yeah, it was good, clean race, hard racing. I knew I raced a little bit more aggressively than I normally do, just trying to get in um to the next stage of the playoffs. But yeah, I mean it's just your Bristol's that repetition track, and you just gotta it's just gotta be kind of muscle memory every lap, hit your points and be consistent. Um, yeah, stage two, I think I ran a little hard there towards the end. Ended up running out of fuel. Did have one bad slip up. Stage three, kind of drug the pits out, trying to kind of you know not do what everybody else was doing. Caution came out. Thought I had it locked. Seen some of the quicker cars that were able to get back on the lead lap, so I knew it was going to be I knew it was gonna be a nail biter at the end, but yeah, I mean, Shepard held his end. He ran great, and especially to come in right there at the end. But yeah, all in all, good, fun, clean racing.
Yeah, that's what we like to hear, man. And yeah, I feel like for Bristol, especially with how sometimes these yellows have been trending here lately, Bristol, the way it played out, I feel like about as good as you could ask for. And you know, you having one of the stronger cars, other guys being consistent as well. Uh, it's just sort of how you get it done here with that repetition. And you were pretty consistent and strong with it all day and brought you a third place and moving on to the round of 8. So congratulations to you.
Thanks, sir.
Yes, sir. But yeah, big night tonight. One of our veterans, guy been here for a long time. Shep puts it the 48 in victory lane. So big congratulations to him. And moves himself into the round of 8 as well with that win. So we'll see the 48 continue his quest for a fight at the Ruthless Championship, along with Hollywood, Showstopper, and everyone else. But yeah, this all continues at Phoenix with the round of 8. In other Ruthless news, we have got the GT Pro Series over on GT7. They will be at the Glen for the championship race in that for their season 2. Things will be switching up for season 3, so it is a winner take all format, or highest finisher rather. So all 4 guys that are in over there will have a shot to win that championship at the Glen next week. You can catch it Wednesday right here on the Ruthless Racing YouTube channel. Then the very next week, round of 8 action at Phoenix. Uh, Bristol did not disappoint. It was a really great race from start to finish, and it brought a winner in the 48 team of Shepard. Glad to see that happen. As he had even mentioned, I mentioned it earlier whenever he won. G Dog got it last year. He gets it this year. Finally got those guys their wins. That's sort of what we've been wanting for them ever since they started racing with us. So it was finally good to see the 48 get that thing of victory lane. Champagne and confetti for him. Hollywood, if you don't have anything else, I'll be good to go.
Um, nah, man, I just want to, thank all the guys for showing up every week. Um, this game, as old as it is, man, we still got good races getting put on and a good group of people with a lot of talent that show up to race every week. And, um, we don't really know what the future holds, but we got 3 more of these things, and that's so. Um, I'm looking forward to ending this season on a high note. So coming down to the wire, 3 more to go, man. So I remind the guys to enjoy them. So that's it.
That's right. Better savor these last 3. Could be the last 3 we ever run on this thing. But nonetheless, I'm with Hollywood. Make sure you tune in for the Glen next week. Make sure you tune in for Phoenix round of 8 action here on Heat. That'll be all for me. Congratulations to Shepard once again. First win here in Ruthless. Hollywood, showstopper, part of your top 3. Go enjoy the rest of this football game. Have a great weekend. Rock on, race on. Ruthless Racing.